Koulibaly confirms his Chelsea move, or does he? He says, I will confirm it later, and all the reports are going crazy that he's agreed personal terms with Chelsea. 180k, 180 big one. Welcome to Chelsea, Koulibaly. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys, and in today's video, we have got a whole host of centre-back issues for you guys. Listen, we have got two topics all about centre-backs. Number one, Koulibaly's agreed to deal with Chelsea. We're going to talk about this move, what this means, and how Tuchel is at the forefront of this move. Number two, Tuchel wants 3 centre-halves. Do I think this is too excessive? Do I think that this is going above and beyond what we need? Because evidently, Carabao and Ampadu are in the mud. If we get 3 centre-halves, those two are in the mud. And finally, we're going to leak the names. We're going to tell you the 3 optimal choices Thomas Tuchel wants, and we're going to discuss them and break them down. Let's get into the video. Before we get started, I think it's very important that every single one of you hits the like button. It's the bare minimum you can do. Free content for crying out loud. Come on, it helps the cause. Why wouldn't you do it? It should be a regular thing. We're on Alex's channel. Let's just hit the like button before he asks. Make him shut up. Finally, subscribe to the channel. If you like Chelsea content, if you like football content in general, I make good football content. 18,000 people like so, because we hit 18,000 just now. Happy face. And finally, if you want to talk about football with me directly and guarantee I'll give you a reply, go into the pinned comment. It's going to be my Instagram. Hit me up. I usually reply with a DM or with a voice note. It's a great way of building a community. I like football. I like talking about football. Why not? Now for the news you lot came. The Koulibaly news. So when Ornstein comes out, Ornstein usually comes out with vim. And Ornstein is very reputable for that reason. And I love Ornstein's news. Koulibaly has agreed personal terms with Chelsea Football Club. And he's close to agreeing a deal with Chelsea. Look, Napoli have been prone not to accept bids. Napoli have wanted 100 million in the past for Koulibaly. He's down 12 months on his deal. And it looks like we're going to get a deal for 35 million pounds. This is going to be an amazing deal for a 31-year-old who is an absolute tank. He doesn't look like he's about to slow down. Reports are coming out that we've agreed personal terms, £180,000. This is a lot of wages, and it begs the question why we didn't offer that money to Rudiger. I don't care. I think it's time to move on from that saga and now focus on the fact that Koulibaly is a complete defender and takes us to the next level. This is a top tier signing. This is a statement signing if this goes through. This is a type of signing that you flex because he is world class and it's not even a debate. What makes me believe this even more is the fact that Dembaba and Edouard Mendy, both people that know him very well, have actively come out and said Koulibaly to Chelsea is a deal that has to happen. And if these two Chelsea men have come out with so much vim and confidence, do you not think they're going to be in his ear on WhatsApp, through Snapchat, through Instagram, messaging him, big man, have to join Chelsea, have to join Chelsea. And then to make things even better, Koulibaly has openly said, I'll confirm later. This is a statement that I think carries a lot of vim. If there's nothing and you're asked about Chelsea, you'll be like, nah, I'm not going to talk about it. I'll confirm later means there's something in this. And then to make things even better, the coaching staff, a few of the individuals have put up pictures of himself and Koulibaly on Instagram, and it looks like a farewell picture. So the player's on the move. It's just a matter of time until this move is concluded. This has been coming out from David Ornstein, Matt Law, Di Marzio, and I am very happy about this. Honestly, you cannot get me gassed. Matt Law is very reputable. He is the voice piece when it comes to Chelsea, all right? I've said this on many occasions and people don't like it. He says what the club wants us to hear. If he says we're not signing a centre-back, we're not signing a centre-back. If he says Chelsea are getting taken over by the Bowley camp, we're getting taken over by the Bowley camp. So trust him when he speaks. That's what I'm going to say. But the most important thing and the most interesting thing in this essence is right now that he is coming out that Chelsea want 3 centre-halves, and this down to Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel apparently likes Koulibaly for his high speed and leadership. He wants Nathan Ake for stability and versatility. And he wants Prensdale Kimpembe. Kimpembe is a player that I don't personally rate. I think he's ridiculously overrated. I think he's too rash in the tackle. And I think he's being covered up by being a product of the PSG camp. If he played for Lorient, if he played for Angie, if he played for Dijon, I don't think we would be rating this player as highly as we do at this moment in time because he plays for PSG. I've seen enough of him to know that this player has a lot of weaknesses in his game. I don't think he's good on the ball. I don't think he's good in the air. I genuinely don't think he is a great player. Is he good? Yeah, he's good. But he's not the Koulibaly type of signing that I want. And in my opinion, the money he's going to cost around a 45 to 50 million pounds could be better utilized spending it elsewhere. That's my personal opinion. I would rather give Ampadu or Colwell the chance instead of him. That's my. Thomas Tuchel, though, on the other hand, wants those players. And I think it's very important to understand. Football fans make me laugh, all right? For months I heard, give Thomas Tuchel what he wants. Give the manager what he wants. Now all of a sudden, we give the manager what he wants, you aren't happy. Just say what you want to say. Give me what I want. That's literally what football fans should be saying. Sign the players I want or I'm an anti. Look, Thomas Tuchel wants Ake, Kimpembe and Koulibaly. If he wants them, just give him it. Because when things go wrong, then he can hold his hands up and say, this was on me. I don't want a manager who can hold his hands up actively and say, I didn't get the players I wanted. Personally, if I was running the ship, we would have a good database science team, good scouting portfolio, and then the manager's input. It should be a trio, it should be a triple threat, all agreeing and pulling in one direction. One committee deciding on a player. It cannot be one individual. One individual can get things wrong. You need checks and balance. That's always been my stature. But at the same time, you need to back your manager. You cannot say Tuchel has no talent ID because you just disagree with the talent that he's looking at. Because let's break this down. Number one, Koulibaly's a baller. Koulibaly's arguably one of the best centre-halves in the world. Nathan Ake, 3 years ago, you lot were crying, bring him back to the club, bring him back to the club. And all of a sudden, he's not good enough. Kimpembe, France international. What else do you want from a France international? This is a team that's going to be going into the World Cup, potentially winning it. Do I rate Kimpembe? No. Do I think Ake is world class? No, I think Ake is going to be a great squad player. That's what he's being brought in for. Koulibaly is world class. I'm sorry. But you cannot be so bipolar. 1 minute, give him what you want. Next minute, no, don't give him what he wants. You need to be, in my opinion, more measured and more calculated in what you're going to say. You need to give the manager the benefit of the doubt because he's going to get some things right. He's going to get some things wrong. But you cannot be so aggressive in changing your opinion. It just doesn't make sense for me. Finally, we're getting good reports and good reliable sources coming out with this story. Chelsea's youth want little bit confirmation of game time. They don't want to play week in, week out, but they want to have the opportunities Trevor Chalobah had last year. Trevor Chalobah last season, in my opinion, earned his opportunities. Trevor Chalobah last year came in when nobody expected it, took it by like a bull, and absolutely dragged the shirt off Azpilicueta and put it on his back. Christensen at one point couldn't get back into the team. People can make all the excuses they want in the world. He was ahead of the curve. He was amazing last year. And in my opinion, this is the opportunity for Ampadu, Colwell to do the same. Both players need to be responsible and absolutely smash their initiation tests. This pre-season, every day they should be going onto that pitch and playing better than their opponent. Look, at this moment in time, we don't have anyone else signed. It's Thiago, Aspi. If you can't compete with Azpilicueta, you don't belong to be on a pitch with Chelsea. If you can't compete with Trevor Chalobah, you don't belong on the Chelsea pitch. This is your competition, and you need to take that shirt. For me, I think Trevor Chalobah is absolutely class. I think he's a great player. He can play in multiple positions. He's versatile. He's decent on the ball. People criticize him for his ball playing abilities. I think that's absolute nonsense. That's my personal opinion. But Ampadu and Colwell have got demand elsewhere. But if they want to be Chelsea players, they have to be able to take a risk. They need to be able to back themselves, and they need to be able to function under this system, which I think both players can do. I think both players have the guts. And in my opinion, with Ampadu going abroad to Serie A, he's really inflated his stock. Because all of a sudden, Italian clubs are interested, as well as English clubs. And this is very good for him. Because if he doesn't work out at Chelsea, I see him having a long, successful career elsewhere. Same way as I do with Levi Colwell. But I hope both people absolutely smash it. Peeps, this is the Kavkas View. I hope you lot have a great time watching my video. I hope you lot enjoyed it. I hope you lot will subscribe and come back tomorrow for another video if I have more news. But you know the deal. This is the channel that's going to keep growing, and you lot are going to be the reason because you lot enjoy it. I enjoy making this content. Peace out. I'm out. Thank you very much for 18,000. We moved to 25K. Let's go.